Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Thought. My name is Julie, and I'm really happy you are here with me tonight. Wherever you are right now, maybe sitting on your bed after a long day, maybe studying quietly, maybe working late at night, or maybe just trying to relax for a little while. I hope this podcast can feel like a peaceful little break for your mind, a safe and calm place where you can improve your English naturally while also feeling understood. Before we begin, please take one small moment to like this video, subscribe to English Thought, share this podcast with someone who may need it, and leave a comment below telling me where you're listening from tonight. I always love reading your comments, and honestly, it makes this quiet little community feel so warm and real. So get comfortable, take a slow breath, and let's spend some peaceful time together tonight. Tonight, we are going to talk about something that almost everyone struggles with at some point in life: how to manage time during job and study. You know, sometimes life feels like a race. You wake up early, you check your phone, you think about work, you think about assignments, deadlines, messages, family responsibilities, and suddenly your mind already feels tired. Even before the day really begins, maybe you feel this too. Maybe sometimes you tell yourself, I don't have enough time. Or maybe I want to study, but I'm too tired after work. And honestly, that feeling is very real. Balancing a job and study at the same time is not easy. Some people work long shifts. Some people study late at night. Some people are trying to build a better future while feeling completely exhausted inside. And if you are one of those people, I just want to say something softly tonight. You are trying, and that matters more than you think. Sometimes people only see success, but they do not see the tired eyes, the sleepless nights, the stress, the silent pressure. They do not see the person sitting quietly at midnight, trying to finish homework after an 8-hour shift. Life moves so fast sometimes, and maybe we all need moments like this to slow down and breathe. I remember a time in my own life when I was studying while also working part-time. Every morning felt rushed. I would wake up already worried. I needed to answer emails, finish projects, study for exams, and somehow still smile and act normal. At first, I thought being busy meant being successful, but later, I realized something important. Being busy and being productive are not always the same thing. That moment stayed with me because many people spend the whole day feeling stressed, but still feel like nothing is finished. Maybe you know that feeling too. You sit down to study, then suddenly you check your phone. 5 minutes becomes 30 minutes. Then you feel guilty. Then your motivation disappears. Then the day ends, and you quietly tell yourself, I'll do better tomorrow. But tomorrow comes, and the same thing happens again. Sometimes life feels like that. And honestly, one of the biggest problems is not lack of time. It is lack of energy, lack of focus, and lack of peace inside the mind. When your mind feels heavy, even small tasks feel difficult. A simple assignment can feel impossible. A short work shift can feel endless. That is why time management is not only about schedules, it is also about emotions, about mental energy, about understanding yourself kindly, not harshly. You do not need to become a perfect robot. You do not need to wake up at 5 a.m. every day and suddenly become super productive. Real life is not like those perfect videos online. Real life is messy sometimes. People get tired. People lose motivation. People feel confused, and that is okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is balance. Small balance. Human balance. You know, one thing that helped me a lot was learning how to stop fighting my entire day. At first, I tried to do everything perfectly. Perfect study schedule, perfect work performance, perfect sleep, perfect routine. But honestly, that pressure only made me more tired. Then, one evening, I sat quietly with a notebook and I asked myself one simple question. what really matters today. Not tomorrow, not next month, just today. And suddenly, my mind felt calmer because sometimes we make life too big inside our heads. We think about 10 different problems at once, and our brain becomes overwhelmed. But when you focus on only a few important things, life starts feeling lighter. For example, maybe today you only need to finish one assignment, prepare for work, and sleep earlier. That is enough. You do not need to fix your whole life in one day. Small progress still matters. Actually, small progress matters a lot. I knew a student once named Daniel. He worked at a coffee shop during the day and studied business at night. Every evening, he looked exhausted. One day I asked him, "How do you keep going?" And he smiled softly and said, "I stopped trying to do everything perfectly." That answer stayed in my heart because maybe many of us are tired, not because life is impossible, but because we expect too much from ourselves every single day. Sometimes we need softer expectations, kinder expectations, human expectations. Daniel told me something else too. He said, even 1 hour of focused study every day can change your future. And honestly, he was right. Many people wait for perfect conditions before starting. Perfect mood, perfect energy, perfect free time. But real life rarely gives perfect moments. Sometimes you study while tired. Sometimes you learn slowly. Sometimes you only have 20 minutes. But 20 focused minutes still matter. One small chapter still matters. One new English phrase still matters. One peaceful, productive night still matters. Little moments can quietly build a whole future. Maybe we forget that sometimes. I think another important thing is learning how to protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your time. That sounds simple, but it is very important. Some people spend hours scrolling online, hours in unnecessary drama, hours worrying about things they cannot control, and then they wonder why they have no energy left for their goals. Energy is precious, especially when you work and study together. You have to protect your peace carefully. For example, if social media makes your mind feel noisy, take small breaks from it. If certain people always make you feel stressed, create healthy distance. If staying awake too late ruins your next day, try sleeping a little earlier. Small habits can quietly change your whole life. And honestly, rest is important too. Please remember that. Rest is not laziness. You are not weak for needing sleep. You are not failing because you feel tired. Human beings are not machines. Sometimes your body is simply asking for kindness. I learned this lesson the hard way. There was a period when I barely slept. I worked during the day, studied late at night, and drank too much coffee. At first, I thought I was being strong, but slowly, my focus became worse. My emotions became unstable. Even small problems made me emotional. One night, I sat at my desk staring at my books, and I suddenly started crying. Not because of one big problem, just exhaustion. Deep exhaustion. And honestly, that moment changed me because I realized success means nothing if you destroy your health while chasing it. Your mental peace matters. Your body matters. Your happiness matters too. Maybe nobody tells hardworking people this enough. You deserve rest too. You deserve peaceful moments too. You deserve joy while building your future. Not only stress. You know that feeling when you finally sit quietly after a long day? Maybe with tea, or coffee, or soft music in the background. And for one small moment, everything feels calm. Small moments can mean so much. Sometimes those tiny peaceful moments save us. That is why creating a healthy routine matters. Not a perfect routine, a realistic one. Maybe your morning starts at 7 a.m. Maybe you prepare quickly for work. Maybe you listen to English podcasts while traveling. Maybe during lunch break. You review vocabulary for 10 minutes. Then after work, you rest a little before studying. That sounds simple, But simple routines are powerful because consistency changes lives, not intensity. You do not need one extremely productive day. You need many small, steady days. That is how real growth happens. Quietly, slowly, naturally. I think many students feel pressure because they compare themselves too much. Comparison is exhausting. Someone online looks more successful. Someone studies faster. Someone already has their dream job. And suddenly, you feel behind in life. But honestly, everybody's journey is different. Some people move fast. Some people move slowly. Some people succeed early. Some later. Life is not a competition race. You are not late. You are simply living your own story. And your story deserves patience too. There is something very powerful about continuing even when life feels difficult. Even slow effort is beautiful, especially when nobody sees it. The quiet student studying after work, the tired employee learning English at night, the person trying again after failure. Those moments matter deeply, even if nobody claps for you yet. I remember talking to a woman named Sarah once. She worked at a hospital during the day, and at night, she studied English because she wanted better opportunities in the future. Sometimes she studied while eating dinner. Sometimes she fell asleep with books beside her. One evening she told me, "I feel slow compared to others." But honestly, I admired her so much. Because courage is not always loud. Sometimes, courage looks like a tired person continuing anyway. Months later, her English improved beautifully. Not because she was perfect, but because she stayed consistent. Little by little, day by day. That is how real change happens. Quietly. Motivation is interesting. People think motivation comes first, but many times, action comes first. Sometimes you start without motivation. You sit down anyway. You open your book anyway. You study for 15 minutes anyway. And slowly, your mind begins moving. That is why starting matters so much. Do not wait to feel ready every time. Just begin softly. Even tiny beginnings matter. I also think environment changes everything. A peaceful study space can help your mind feel calmer. It does not need to be expensive. Maybe just a small, clean desk, a soft light, a bottle of water, and your phone away from distractions. Little things affect focus more than we realize. Music can help too. Soft instrumental music, rain sounds, quiet nighttime sounds. Sometimes these small details make studying feel less stressful, more peaceful, more human, and honestly, talk kindly to yourself during difficult days. Please do not insult yourself every time you make mistakes. Many people say terrible things to themselves. I'm lazy. I'm stupid. I'll never succeed. But imagine saying those words to a tired friend. You probably never would. So why say them to yourself? Your inner voice matters. A gentle mind creates stronger motivation, not fear, not hate. Kindness creates sustainable growth. Sometimes, people become productive for a short time through pressure. But peace creates long-term consistency. That is something very important. I remember once I failed an important exam, and honestly, I felt embarrassed. I thought maybe I was not smart enough. Maybe I was wasting my time. For days, I carried disappointment inside me. But later, I realized failure teaches things success cannot. Failure teaches patience, humility, strength, and resilience. Sometimes, losing confidence for a while helps you rebuild yourself stronger. Maybe you failed recently too. Maybe you feel disappointed in yourself. If so, please hear this carefully tonight. One bad result does not define your future. One difficult season does not define your life. You can't begin again and again. Human beings are allowed to restart. That is part of life. And honestly, working while studying already shows strength. It means you're trying. You are carrying responsibilities. You are building something for yourself that deserves respect. Even if progress feels slow right now. I think one of the best time management habits is learning priorities. Not everything is urgent. Sometimes we panic because everything feels equally important. But usually, a few things matter most. Maybe your exam tomorrow matters more than watching random videos tonight. Maybe sleeping early matters more than endless scrolling. Maybe preparing your future matters more than temporary distractions. Every small choice shapes your future quietly. That sounds dramatic, but it is true. Your future life is being built by small daily decisions, not giant moments, tiny repeated actions. I love that idea, honestly, because it means your future can improve slowly every single day. Even tonight, maybe after this podcast, you decide to sleep earlier, or organize your tasks, or study English for 20 minutes tomorrow. That small decision matters, maybe more than you realize. Life changes quietly sometimes, not suddenly. Many people dream about success, but fewer people learn how to create peaceful discipline. Discipline sounds scary sometimes, but real discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect. It is saying, my future matters, so I will take care of my time. That is powerful, very powerful. And honestly, balance also means enjoying life sometimes. Please do not become so busy building your future that you forget to live. Laugh sometimes. Go outside sometimes. Watch sunsets. Talk to friends. Eat slowly. Listen to music. Life is happening now too, not only after success. Maybe we all need reminders like that. I remember one evening after work, I was extremely stressed. My mind was full of deadlines and responsibilities. Then suddenly, I noticed the sky outside, soft orange colors, quiet clouds, cool evening air, and for one small moment, everything slowed down. That moment stayed with me, because sometimes peace is already around us. We're just too busy to notice it. Life becomes lighter when we notice small beauty again. A peaceful walk, warm coffee, rain sounds at night, a kind message. Small moments heal tired hearts. And honestly, when life feels overwhelming, break tasks into tiny pieces. Do not tell yourself, I need to study everything tonight. That feels impossible. Instead, say, I'll study for 20 minutes. Small goals reduce fear. And once you begin, continuing becomes easier. This works for many things in life. Exercise, cleaning, learning English, saving money. Tiny steps feel manageable. Tiny steps create consistency. Consistency creates results. Simple, but powerful. I also think saying no is important. Very important. Sometimes, people overload their lives because they are afraid to disappoint others. But protecting your future matters too. You cannot give your energy to everything. Sometimes saying no is healthy. No to distractions. No to toxic habits. No to things destroying your peace. And yes, sometimes even no to people. That can feel difficult. But your dreams deserve protection too, especially if you're working hard already. There is something beautiful about tired people who still keep hope alive. Maybe you're listening tonight after a difficult day. Maybe your body feels exhausted. Maybe your mind feels heavy. But you are still here, still learning, still trying. That says something important about you. You have hope. And hope matters deeply. Even quiet hope. I think many successful people were once just tired people who refused to quit. Not perfect people. Not fearless people. Just people who continued. Slowly. Quietly. One day at a time. Maybe you can do that too. Actually, I believe you can. And please remember this. Your worth is not measured only by productivity. You are valuable even on difficult days. Even on slow days. Even on emotional days. Human beings deserve compassion, not only achievement. That lesson took me years to understand. Sometimes I wish more people talked about emotional health while discussing success. Because emotional burnout is real. Mental exhaustion is real. Loneliness during hard work is real too. Sometimes students feel isolated. Sometimes workers feel trapped. Sometimes people silently carry stress nobody understands. That is why connection matters. Talk to people you trust. Share your feelings sometimes. You do not need to carry everything alone. And honestly, taking breaks can improve productivity too. A short walk, stretching, drinking water, looking away from screens. These small pauses refresh the brain. Rest can increase focus. Again, rest is not weakness. It is part of healthy progress. You know that feeling when your mind becomes so tired that even simple reading feels impossible. That usually means your brain needs care, not punishment. Sometimes the best thing you can do is sleep, or breathe, or rest quietly for a while. Then continue tomorrow. Life is long. You do not need to destroy yourself in one night. I remember hearing someone say once, "Slow progress is still progress." And honestly, that sentence comforts me so much because life is not always fast. Healing takes time. Learning takes time. Building confidence takes time. Building a future takes time, and that is okay. Beautiful things often grow slowly, like trust, like wisdom, like peace, like real success. Maybe tonight, you are worried about your future. Maybe you wonder if your hard work will truly pay off. Maybe you feel afraid sometimes. That feeling is normal, but please do not underestimate small, consistent effort. 1 year from now, your life may look very different. Skills grow, confidence grows, experience grows, English improves, opportunities appear. Life changes quietly, especially for people who keep trying. Even during hard seasons, I think one beautiful thing about studying is that it changes your identity slowly. You begin seeing yourself differently, more capable, more informed, more confident. Education is not only about jobs. It changes how you think, how you speak, how you understand the world. That is powerful, very powerful. And honestly, learning English can open many doors too. New friendships, new opportunities, new confidence, sometimes even a completely different future. That is why every small study session matters. Even when progress feels invisible. Invisible progress is still real. A plant grows quietly before anyone notices it. Human growth can feel like that too. Sometimes during difficult periods, people become emotionally numb. Wake up, work, study, sleep, repeat. Life begins feeling automatic. If you feel like that sometimes, please try to reconnect with small joy again. Listen to music you love. Watch the sky. Eat slowly. Call someone you miss. Write your thoughts down. Small emotional moments keep us human. Not everything should feel like survival. Life should contain softness too. And maybe you deserve more softness in your life. Sometimes we forget that. I also want to say something important about mistakes. Mistakes are normal. You will waste time sometimes. You will procrastinate sometimes. You will feel lazy sometimes. That does not make you a failure. Please stop expecting yourself